bring me the baby. Eat soup with a Tonto. This might be one of my favorite collabs this year.
So Ben, welcome, and awesome that you're taking the time again to talk to us. I thought it'd be fun to check in with you and see how things are going on your side of the pond.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, Steph. I feel honored to be here, as always.
I saw you just came back from the Blade show in Atlanta.
Yeah, I would say I'm still recovering. I'm like tired, holy smokes.
How was it for you? Busy?
Really great show. People were really excited. It feels like KNAFS has more momentum than ever. Just people really excited about what we're doing, and I'm always grateful for that. It's a cool moment.
Yeah, and I saw you had a meetup of your Facebook group, the Moon Crew, as well. How was that?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things because the Moon Crew organizes it. They just like set a time and a place, and there's no expectation to show up. I always try to show up, but it's their event, not my event, and that's what warms my heart. Is I just show up, and it's great.
Yeah. So I'm following that a bit as well. I'm in the group too, and I saw this one guy who had I think a kid like 4 days before the event,
Yes,
and his wife was like, "Please go."
Yeah, Carson. Like I was teasing him in the Moon Crew. He's like, "I'm not gonna make it to Blade show because we're having a baby," and I'm like, "Bring me the baby." and he straight up did. He's like this little baby newborn, like 4-day-old. He's like this. It was so cool. So yeah. I think that's like the enthusiasm that we're seeing. Whether it's prudent to bring your 4-year-old baby to a knife show, that's not my problem. But like the fact that people are just so excited to get together, and it almost feels like there's this big groundswell, this big interest in taking conversations that are happening online and turning them into real life conversations where people get together and shake hands and show what's in their pocket. You know, it's really cool.
And for me, it's really cool to be on the other side of the planet, but still getting a part of the Blade show and the Moon Crew moment of that. So yeah, that's awesome. Hey, so this morning I woke up at 5 a.m. I have a 1-year-old who woke me up, and I saw the Little Lulu live stream. And I got to watch like the first half hour of it. But how did it go?
For me, it was super fun because I just love talking about what we're doing and where we're going. I probably give away too many secrets in these things, but I also figure like if you're watching this, you're a super fan and you care. So I try to like make it interesting for people that show up.
Yeah. So I was hoping you would say something about the new Sendy, and you did, because I saw on the We Knife website, I saw a premium, a Swanky Sendy coming up. Yes. There it is. Yeah, really cool.
There it is.
Yeah,
the Swanky Sendy, man. It's a thing. Why I have to name them silly names like Bougie Banter and Swanky Sendy, I don't know. Because I can. And nobody told me no, you know.
And the fancy boy, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, originally I was thinking it would be like nautical themed, kind of like maritime styling. Yeah. I was gonna originally name it the Sendy Boy, like a buoy, like a B-U-O-Y.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of weird. Let's just call it the Swanky Sendy. So yeah, that one's coming out soon. I don't know the release date, but
nice. Looks really nice.
Thanks.
Hey, and over the last weeks, we heard a lot about your own CNC machine. Can you tell a little bit about that and how that is for you?
Yeah, so we bought a CNC mill, a Sile X7. This was back in December we bought it, and we've been working tirelessly on making the Little Lulu. And so this is out in the world now. It'll hit knives and tools and dealers probably about October, November, right in there. But basically, I've wanted to control more of our process. And so like we've done a lot of like made in USA products. So like the original Lulu is made by White River in Michigan. The large Lulu is made by LT Wright in Ohio. But as I've gone through this process, I've said, well, what would it actually take to make our own knife and do it in-house? So we bought a mill and we've learned the process. We have the first 230 knives cut and edge milled, and we're making them ourselves. Keith is doing the Kydex in the back. We are sharpening and laser engraving and doing all of the pieces and parts ourselves. So it's been a really interesting process because typically I send off designs to manufacturers and it's almost like putting something in the microwave. You just stick it in and it comes out, it's warm, it's hot, it's great, you eat it. But this has been like, I don't know, making the microwave and growing the wheat and making the flour and then putting it in the microwave, you know, just like the entire process. And that's been good for me because it's helping me understand how things are made. And I think that improves our design collaborations, or when we're working with Kaiser as an OEM manufacturer, it means that we understand the entire process better. So it's making us better knife makers, honestly.
Yeah. And I really like. I've heard you explain a little bit about it in your own channel, of course. And I also heard you saying something about. I heard there was a question of someone asking, "Why is there no jimping on the Little Lulu?" And I love the answer. Could you elaborate a bit?
Yeah. So we were at Blade Show this week. Little Lulu doesn't have any jimping across the spine, and the answer is they said, "Why don't you have jimping on the spine of the Little Lulu?" And I said, we don't know how to do jimping. And I know that's kind of a stupid answer and we could figure it out. And we will over time. We have some ideas for how to do that. We were up at Chris Reeve Knives about 2 months ago, learning from them. And Tim was super kind with his time. We've been to Axial, we've been to TJ Swartz. We've been all over the place trying to learn how to do things. Well, this whole project has been a minimum viable product, MVP. Jimping is not required for a knife to cut and to be functional. And so we said, let's focus on getting a product out there that works and is functional, and we can do it quickly, minimum viable product. So we don't know how to do jimping, Steph. Someday. We will.
How are the tariffs influencing your production and the rest?
When they originally started happening, I kind of panicked just a little bit. And I think the biggest thing that the tariffs cause is uncertainty. And do you move forward, do you not? And I guess what I've realized is we have to keep moving forward. We have all these projects. We have probably, we're sitting on about 5 projects right now that are all coming from China. I'm approaching it with this idea that the governments are gonna figure it out and we have to keep marching forward. There's literally nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And so we just have to keep marching forward and finding solutions to be able to work on these projects. So that's kind of a weird non-answer, but also there aren't a lot of answers to it for individuals at this point. You just kind of, this is the hand we've been dealt, and we have to play it the best we can.
Yeah. And you said there's like 5 upcoming projects. Is there a slip joint in one of those 5?
There is. In fact, somebody on YouTube, every week we release a video, and they ask, when is the slip joint coming? And I'm like, just be patient, calm down. It's a fun one, and it's, since you're the European market, I'll kind of give you a little bit of insight. I don't know Dutch laws as well as German, but German laws have a one-handed opening non-locking requirement or a two-handed opening locking requirement.
Yeah, exactly, one or the other. Yeah.
One or the other. And so in kind of chatting with people and looking at sort of the data from you all and other dealers across Europe, I said, let's do one-handed opening non-locking. So that's what we're working on, is a one-handed opening non-locking slip joint. And it's fun. It's, in terms of like weird little knives I've designed, I really like it. It's got a weird name. It's got a weird, I don't know. And it's taking a really long time. We actually have a button lock version of it and a slip joint version of it that we're trying to release together.
Nice. So people can choose. Yeah.
Yep, and then there's a brass version and a micarta version. And so it's actually, sorry, this is 8, but there are 4 knives in the entire thing that we're working on simultaneously. And the brass is reacting differently than the micarta.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, we're seeing flexing in the micarta here and there, and it's like, okay, we gotta change this, move this around, but then the brass is like, it's all finished. So it's been a really fun project. We're re-prototyping that right now. But, and one of the problems about me, I get excited about projects, I start like leaking things.
Yeah.
And then fans are like, hey, when's that slip joint coming? I'm like, soon.
So you were talking about a backlog. The 6 has a backlog, and I must say, for its size, it's like crazy sturdy.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We, in fact, I'm gonna grab one because I'm sitting here in our store. Hold on, Steph, I'm on my way. The Lander 6 has been a really fun project. This was our first knife coming out of Taiwan. So I was there last year and met with a lady named Jill who's done, it was so cool. I wish I could take everybody who's a fan of knives to this room in Taiwan with the supplier that Jill works with, because you have knives from all these different companies like CRKT, Flightanium, Cold Steel. Yeah, they're all sitting in this room and it's like, whoa, these guys have made all these different models for these different, because we all use the same suppliers, right? So anyway, I looked at Jill's capability. She owns an injection molding factory in Taichung. And so we were able to go there and kind of look at what she does and say, what would be a good product that would fit her manufacturing capability? We landed on the Lander 6, and it kind of has the look of like a really cheap gas station keychain knife.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, you get it open and the back lock is sturdy, the lockup is solid, and then it's just a solid little keychain knife. So I get excited about this, and it's $15 in cheeseburger units. I've always like worked on find somebody to make an idea and then slot an idea into that maker. Instead of trying to like really push the limits of something they can do, find what they're good at and then play to their strengths and play to design strengths that fit within that design language. So Jill has been awesome in helping us make these in Taiwan.
And what kind of idea do you give to Jill? Do you say, I want a sturdy keychain knife?
Let's get in the weeds for a second. They make all of Cold Steel's knives. They're backlock knives. And those have like a triad lock on it, and that's proprietary. We can't use that, but we can look at like a Cold Steel keychain knife and say, okay, that's a $30 keychain knife. Well, Jill, what makes it a $30 keychain knife? And she points out the features and they have to wire EDM the locks and that sort of thing, and it adds price. So I look at that and I say, okay, we're not doing a triad lock because that's proprietary, but how can we wiggle into a price point that looks like this? And that's where these suppliers are really good at saying, okay, let's do this. So one thing she suggested, so we like to have all of our knives be repairable and swappable and things like that. Yeah. This one's a little different. The lock bar is pinned. So to repair that is gonna be a challenge. But Jill basically said, to hit your target price point, we're gonna have to pin that. And it was like, okay, let's pin it. When we got the prototypes, the tension on the spring on the back was not, like, it just didn't have a satisfying snap and the retention wasn't quite right. And we said, all right, Jill, you gotta improve this. She said, cool, let's do it. So that's where I love like this back and forth process of creation, because it's so satisfying, because we come with idea, we modify idea, and we end up with something that's really good at the end.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear. Like over here, when your products come in, the guys from our content team are putting them on the website and have this big cart with all different brands. It's like, oh wait, there's another KNAFS thing. And I've handed I've handed it to about 5 or 6 people, and everybody says the same. Everybody's like, oh, that's fun, it's a keychain knife. Oh, it's sturdy. Wait, it's sturdy. How expensive is it? That's not that bad. Oh, wait. So that reaction is really cool. Yeah.
And like that's kind of what I want, right? Like, I work with the Boy Scouts, and I've got this one young man that always comes into the store. He's supposed to come with his parents. He never does. Love him for it. It's like he's under 18, right? So he comes into the store and he's like, Ben, I want to buy something. I got $25. I'm like, first, bring your parents. Yeah. Second, he's like, I've got $25, what can I buy? And when you look at our product line, we don't have anything in that range. But if we don't have something in that range, they're never gonna get into it, and they're never gonna learn knife safety, and they're never gonna learn how to use pocket knives. And so in part, that's both the Lander 5 and the Lander 6 are designed for that kid. Designing knives for kids, that's weird, but you know, just conceptually, it's...
I wouldn't use that tagline, yeah.
Knives for kids. No, it's giving parents options for their kid to learn knife safety and learn how to responsibly use a pocket knife as a tool. If you lose these, they're not gonna break the bank, right? If you lose a Swanky Sendy that's gonna cost over $250, like that's a lot of tears. If you lose a $15 Lander 6, it's like, okay, sad, that's a couple burritos, but you know, I can buy another one and it's not gonna hurt. So that's part of my design philosophy, is let's design for different people in different phases of life.
So last year you came to the Netherlands for the first time.
Yeah, first time ever.
What did you like most about the Netherlands?
I liked, you all have a flow as human beings that's very nice. It seems like people are courteous. I loved the bicycles, rode a tandem bicycle to Have a Knives Day, which was great. But I like the fact that you all get things done, but it doesn't feel rushed. Even riding the train, it's like everybody's gonna get on, we'll take turns and we'll all get on. But I think more than anything, I appreciated the courtesy of the people. Just really great. You included, Steph.
Well, thank you. You're too kind.
You're welcome.
And how are knife lovers different on this side of the pond compared to, well, the people you talked to at the Blade Show, for instance?
I would actually say they're probably about the same. I think maybe the only difference would be like American eagerness is what I would call it. Like, there were a few times, like at the Blade Show, like things are very busy at shows, right? But there were a few people that were just like, bam, we're gonna talk right now, you know? Just like, hold on, just like, kind of this idea of flow, right? Like just let it flow. These conversations we'll get to you. We'll have this conversation. I think that's kind of an American trait where we're just like, it's my turn. Here we go, out of my way.
Yeah,
it's my turn.
But it comes. It's from a good place. Like it's being excited. It's enthusiasm. It's positive. But I can imagine.
Correct. It's enthusiasm. It's positive. But it's definitely, it feels like that flow in. When I was in Appledorn at Knives and Tools, just like everybody kind of like queues up and like waits their turn, and it was very calm. Like even when you open the doors to the event, nobody's like running in. At Blade Show, like you've probably seen the videos.
The $2.
Run in.
Oh, the $2 thing you did the last time. I saw the videos, like people like the sprinting, like it's crazy.
Yeah, and we actually stopped doing the $2 thing because I was worried we were going to like trample somebody. I hate to be the guy to be like the fun police and say no, this can't happen. But I was also like, for a $2 knife or even a $150 knife, is it worth somebody like breaking a leg? You know, it's like, probably not. So
probably not. Yeah. Well, but what I like about the vibe and the people as well is like last year we did a video like this as well, and then one of the guys who was also in the Moon Crew came up to me. He's like, "Hey, you have a Banter, right, or Lander 1?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, and I heard you wanted pink scales, so here you are. I printed a few." It's like, that's so cool. Yeah, it's so cool. I didn't know the guy. Now I do, and now he comes over in the experience center and we talk, and cool. So that's fun. But
cool, dude, that's awesome. That makes me happy to hear. Those are the interactions. I think if I had one like dream for KNAFS, the Moon Crew, what we're doing, I want it to take on a positive life of its own, right? I don't want to be the ringleader. I would like to be the facilitator where it's like, look, here is a space to chat and to connect with people, and I don't need to be at the front of the class teaching you the things. Obviously I do that, YouTube, all the things, but I want it to be a place where people make connections very independent of me. And so hearing that that's happening even at the Experience Center at Knives and Tools, like that warms my heart.
That's so awesome. Yeah, definitely. And we talked about the Have a Knives Day last year, and this year it's going to be bigger and better. That's what I say each year. Last year we had about 15 brands. And thank you for being the mystery guest and sort of being the ambassador of the festival now as well. So this year I think we have around 30 brands and still counting coming over. Jamie's coming over as well. He's really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So last year, I think the event was right before you launched the baby banter Fixie. And you brought a few prototypes and you showed some other things. Can you spill the beans on what kind of stuff you might be showing this year? Nope.
No beans to spill, Steph. No, I'll probably bring a few prototypes. I hope. In fact, no, we should have new prototypes of that slip joint that we're working on. One thing I really enjoy is being able to give people at a live event, I just say, look, don't take pictures, but check this out. Like, I'd love your feedback. Love to be able to hear what you think about this design. So yeah, I will bring some goodies, but I mean, it's in September. I mean, that's 3 months away still, you know? Who knows what kind of goodies will come through the door between now and then.
Yeah. So we also see that you're doing a lot of fun collabs. So I saw the Mighty Ducks one, the Ouija collab was nice. I think last year you did with Maxi from Knife Lounge. I saw a really cool space-themed collab. Your Sancho Beats Pirate Life. Oh, that was so awesome. One of my colleagues got one in the end. And it's so heavy, it's so awesome, and I couldn't stop looking at it. The detail, and I think it's so different from what you usually do, and thought it was really nice. And there's a little collab perhaps coming from us as well, right?
Yeah. So after having been to the Netherlands and understanding the culture a little bit better, I said, what if we have a little bit of fun? And so the inspiration for this, when we did the Lander 4 Kickstarter, we made, I don't know where the idea came from, it was really stupid, but we did it because there wasn't an adult to tell us no. We put corn scales on the handle, 3D printed corn scales, and people really loved them. And since then, we've kind of been playing with this idea of putting different food types on the scales and playing with that idea. And so I don't know how many beans you want to spill here, Steph, but maybe the tease is we're going to be playing with some food on the sides of a Lander 4 scale. Yes. And I'll let all of the Dutch decide what food might fit on the side of a scale.
Oh yeah, they can put it in the comments what they think.
They can definitely let us know. And then, I'm excited. We like to do specialty beads too, so we're working on a specialty bead that will be custom to match the scale. So stay tuned for that. I don't know. This might be one of my favorite collabs this year in that it's just really, it's goofy, fun, and highly targeted for Have a Nice Day.
Yes, I love it. I gotta have one as well. I backed you on the Kickstarter, so I have the corn scales as well, but I have to have this one as well. So to cap things off, I have a few questions. Are you a cat or a dog person?
I own a cat on accident. His name is Coup, as in coup d'etat. Yes.
Like French, French cat.
He's a French cat. I wasn't planning on a cat, but now we own a cat. He's been at our house for 3 weeks, and I have so many questions, but he's there.
Now I have to know, like, how does that happen?
I was at work. No, I was at an event with my son, and my wife was at her cousin's house. And her cousin has like 3 cats and a stray that had showed up and was just like living on her porch. And the cousin was like, "Would you like a cat?" And my wife said, "Yes." Didn't talk to me, didn't ask. Yeah, just went for it. So I said, "We can keep the cat." My kids were really excited about the cat.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I said, we can keep the cat, but I'm going to name it. And so I named it Coup.
Coup d'etat. Yeah.
Coup d'etat.
Took over the house.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah. Overthrow of the government, yes.
Awesome. Yeah, but you can't say no when they bring a cat and your kids are all invested. Like, what kind of position are you then in as a father, saying like no?
It was truly. It was like I can't. Like, if I say no to this cat, I will be the meanest dad of all time.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was not an option.
So next question: tandem bike or motorized scooter?
Wow, it really just depends on the event. But you know. Tandem bike all day.
Tandem bike all day. That's the only correct answer to a Dutch person. So I only have 2 more. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
I'm gonna say in China when I was there. Maybe strange for like an American feeling. They bring out the duck and the pigeons with the heads still on, and it's a little bit weird to look the animal in the eyes as you eat it. And then I guess maybe on the same level, I ate part of a monkey arm in the Amazon. Joe Flowers handed me a monkey arm and said, try this. And I'm like gnawing on the bicep of this monkey.
Was the head still there, or?
The head wasn't there, but you could see its little fist. And I was like, you know, kingdom, phylum, species, this is way too close. I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Last, most important question, bit silly, my dad. Would you rather explain the difference between a Scandi and a convex to 100 uninterested strangers? Or eat soup with a Tanto? Tell me, Ben.
Eat soup with a Tanto.
It's dangerous stuff, though. It's dangerous.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
By the end of teaching 100 people about convexes and Scandis, that could be more dangerous, you know?
Exactly, yeah. I asked this question to a couple of my colleagues as well. They were like, what? What are you asking me?
I'm trying to think about if you had the right, like even, like, could you eat soup with a knife? Yes, you could. But it would be like a drop at a time, man. You'd like get some on there, it would spill off, and then you slurp it off. I love that question, Steph.
Well, thanks a lot for your time. Look forward to seeing you and Jamie here on the Have a Nice Day. And yeah, thanks for everything.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Steph.
You're welcome.